Who is Ibrahim Traoré? What are the achievements that he has done that has left your mind challenged? My name is David Juma, and today we want to talk about the achievement that Ibrahim Traoré has made and who is Ibrahim Traoré. So Ibrahim Traoré is a president of Burkina Faso who was born in 1988 in France. So Ibrahim Traoré is 36 years old. So this has shocked many because many of the people believe that the president must attain certain age to be a president. But this one has been a president in his youngest age that has left many people shocked. President Traoré pursued education in geology, and his closest friend was Putin. So Ibrahim Traoré has made many achievements that has left many amazed. What are these achievements? President Ibrahim Traoré has set many projects that has made many youngest people employed. So in Burkina Faso, there is no unemployment because the president has set many projects that has made many of the youngest employed. Traoré have made the strongest military that has made the country live in peace. Let's listen to the clip that is talking to the military.
If you want to break with these imperialist forces, it's simple. We denounce the agreements. Everything starts from there. I think the example of Chad in any case is tangible. They started by denouncing the agreements. Otherwise, if we don't denounce the agreements, just saying that the bases leave, we haven't done anything. Because the problem lies in the colonial agreements, the defenses that have been signed since independence. The most dangerous is not the one you see in the bases. The most dangerous are the military advisors. Military advisors exist in all these countries. They existed in Burkina as well until the end of 2022, until we took responsibility. And who are these military advisors? They are the ones who are supposed to implement France's policy here. They must work to make our armies very weak so that France can always have the argument to exist here. Under their influence, they had succeeded. Our sentinels were therefore standing guard with sticks. That's what France wants from our armies. When we reach this stage, we have no choice but to want them to come and settle. But the Burkinabe army managed to get rid of the military advisors. Unfortunately, I think that in 2019, after Operation Otapono, where the French saw that the Burkinabe army still had the capacity to respond to terrorists, they called the chiefs of staff in France. They instructed him to reintegrate the military advisors throughout the structure. Well, they did not agree. But upon returning to the country, the politicians instructed him to accept the military advisors. And that's when the military advisors returned to the Burkinabe army in 2019. With all the consequences we know, the army was on the verge of disappearing in the years 2020, 2021. And indeed, this is the time when many soldiers had to desert because there was no longer any hope. We were in the process of collapsing. That's a bit how they work at the General Staff headquarters. In all army headquarters, in the schools, they are the ones who are supposed to dictate the policy of our army. They are the ones who tell us when to recruit, how to recruit, and what to do with them. They are in the schools to tell us how to train them, and so on. As long as these military advisors are there, you are not independent. Your army will just have the appearance of an army that is there to perform parades, a circus. But when war comes, you will realize that a parade is one thing, but war is another thing. You have to break the agreements. It's the only way to have an independent army and build strength. But many people do not understand this, perhaps. And even with these agreements, France selects from our states officer cadets to go and train them. It's through these same agreements. But in reality, these officers who go to train, for the most part for France, they come to serve the French state in their country. They do not come to serve our countries. They train them so that they come to serve the interests of the French state. I can provide evidence of this. When we revolted, many officers in Burkina who were trained in France were immediately contacted to tell them that it was time to take action because you were trained for this, to serve France's interests. Most of these officers reported back to us. We took note and we continued to monitor. When an officer trained in France returns to his country and unfortunately dies, either by accident or on the battlefield. In France, there is a night of tribute to the fallen in the army, as there is everywhere else. During the night of tribute to the fallen, the name of the officer in question is mentioned, and it is said, died for France. They do not train him to serve his country, they train him to serve their state. And in many African states, there are plenty of such officers.
President Ibrahim Traoré cares about his people. Let's listen from what he is saying.
I'm not a politician. I'm not joking, I am a soldier. And I prefer to tell you the truth. Everyone is free to take or leave. Everyone drives around in their car. Everyone is living well. We eat in the morning, we eat for lunch, we eat at night. We do what we want to do. We are free to talk about saying what we want. It's democracy, it's the right, that's all. That's all we know about in Ouagadougou. But go ahead and see the children who have skin on their bones. Go see those who are starving. Go see those women who can no longer breastfeed because they have nothing left in their breasts.
He's talking to the middle class citizens and saying to them that they should be ready to help one another, because there are some villages where some people don't even get food, and the one who are lacking that food are the breastfeeding mothers. So let's continue listening from him.
Go see them. Let's not pretend. If our journalists do not have the courage to go to the field and bring you these images, it's because we want to wash the image of Burkina. I tell you that it is false, it exists. When I tell you about the people who eat the grass, whoever wants to challenge, I'll bring him tomorrow. Go see, it continues, it has not even stopped. Because we were able to supply some villages, but others not yet. We are still on the way. No civilian can even support with trucks so that we can be in solidarity with this population. What integrity is this? What is integrity, Burkina Faso? What is it? This lack of support has deeply unsettled and revolted us. Until we address the core issues plaguing this country, we will always be revolted.
President Ibrahim Traoré has set an organization that supplies food and needs to the villages. Let's continue listening from him.
We've managed to secure some trucks in the army and have been using our own means to transport supplies. However, this hasn't really added much support for the starving populations. And even in this, there's been a distinct lack of empathy. Citizens knew about the situation, but they've remained on the sidelines. It is to say that solidarity has disappeared in Burkina. Have pity for the people. Have pity for the youth. Have pity for the children. What did these villagers do? So that when the sun sets, they find themselves in the caves under the trees. They leave the village, and in the morning they show up. They look to see if everything is okay before coming back. They sleep in the bush. They can't sleep at home. We don't tell you these truths. This is the reality of Burkina. We only see our cities. We are responsible for what happens to us, and we will be fully responsible for what follows. Either it's good or it's bad. It will depend on our behavior in the future. Everyone has to give their best. I think we can do it. I am optimistic. I hope we will get there.
He's telling the soldiers that they should not be lazy. They should fight until the last breath.
We must not be lazy. It is necessary to mobilize the population. It's not about you and your work. It's important that all your people understand
that you are choosing to sacrifice yourself for them. So, when you tell them to go out to work, they must go out. The other day there was an attack. I followed all the instructions and attempted to investigate the situation. Individuals were taken aback. Negative. When you have a collective weapon, the first thing is, you should not be surprised. You must see the enemy and prepare to face it. Each time, it was attacked repeatedly. I instructed the pilots to film and show me. Did they construct the posts? Did they dig? The answer is no. There was not a lot. There was nothing. Therefore, they will compel you, and you will compel them. From this point on, that is the way it is.
In the overall framework of our process, we have expressed our strong desire for Burkina Faso to be able to overcome this challenging situation.
This president have made everyone globally feel amazed with him because of economical impact that he has made on his country.
If we make the effort to always be alongside the private sector, it's also a message to encourage them to continue in this direction. Because they have understood our message of industrialization, of creating jobs for the Burkinabe youth. Investing is a risk. Every investment is a risk, but one must have boldness and courage. And if they had the courage to invest, it doesn't go unnoticed, as he so rightly said. I think the ministry has also done everything to support and advise them. And with the postal bank as well, as he mentioned, this is a message to tell others who are still hesitant to venture into industrialization that now is the time, because this is the very first detergent production unit in Burkina Faso. Since Burkina has existed, we have been importing detergents. How many jobs are created, and the national market needs these detergents? So, we will continue to encourage all those who have taken the initiative to venture into industrialization, support them, and help them move forward so that our country becomes industrialized and prosperous. This is what led us to be present and to help support them.
You have heard from the president of Burkina Faso. What have you learned from this president? This president have many lessons that have made even me learn from him. So, in the generation that is coming, let's follow the steps of President Ibrahim Traoré. Let's be kind like Ibrahim Traoré. Let's be good-hearted like Ibrahim Traoré. Everyone that is listening to this podcast, let us help one another. Let's continue doing good like the president of Burkina Faso, and all shall be well. My name is David Juma. Continue subscribing